What's up, everybody? My name is Kason. Welcome back to the WDL. This is the Season 3, Week 5 Rundall Division video. And we've got 5 really awesome best of 3s for you guys. So before we get into those, let's take a look at the standings. First of all, in first place, we have SurfTaco of Raegen Against the Machine, our Season 1 champion. Just absolutely crushing it so far. Can anyone take him down? We're going to have to find out. In second place, we have a two-way tie between ReadyPlayerWill of the Pandas and Coppola of Holy Divers. ReadyPlayerWill does have that head-to-head edge, so he is in second place currently. In fourth, we have Catrah of Sandrock with 8 points, with the head-to-head tiebreaker over Alkor of Diminishing Returns, also with 8 place. So if this season were to end right now, these would be our 5 playoff teams. But it's not ending right now. We've got 5 more weeks of series rather to get into. 6th place, JesusLBL of the Strawhats with 7 points, so not very far behind. And just trailing him is ThunderMage of Shadow Wizard Money Gang with 6 points. Coryu87, fresh off their first series win against JesusLBL last week, looking to try and get some more points on the board. They are at 4. Daewn of Primordial Inquisition hoping for the same thing with 3 points. And IceHeart of Stag Party also finally getting on the board last week with 1 point. Can she claim some more as well? So we've got a really interesting set of games for you guys. But before we jump into the matches, just wanted to give a huge shout out to the YouTube members. Thank you so much to all of these amazing people. Special shout out to our brand new member, Zulk, who just joined this last week. You guys are seriously so amazing. All 16 of you guys, I truly never realized or thought anybody would actually pay to support my content. So just huge thank you to all of you guys who do this. So without further ado, let's jump into the series. Game number 1 of Daewn, coach of Primordial Inquisition, versus IceHeart, coach of Stag Party. And I will apologize, the first screen that shows all the character portraits is exactly flipped of where they actually are on the map, so if that is a little confusing, I do apologize, but that is how this map is going to be, guys. So looks like IceHeart running a double missile composition of Jaden, Rundall, Lucia, and Little Eel as the tank, but we've got some evasion on the other side for Daewn. This is water evasion with Chunak, Farm, and Nasha. And one thing I will say is that both of these evasion units have nullified guaranteed hit in their kit, which is going to be very tough to overcome unless your accuracy is just through the roof. We'll have to see if that is the case. The sharpshooting stamp buff comes out from Lucia. Keen Blade comes out from Nasha to get that CT up. Can they get some damage down right away, or will they just buff? Farm has not used her guaranteed hit nullification yet, but this is it right here. Sign of Safeguarding goes on the entire team, and man, oh man, these 2 evasion units are going to be really tough to deal with over the next few turns. This is Chunak's first turn. I believe both of them last for 3 turns. I'm not 100% confident of that, though. Gets his own slash tech piercing rate up and does about half the health bar of Leela, as she is going to remove her own debuffs, which will be nice, but not a lot of damage, and only hits the Nasha here. Revitalize onto Jaden, so he's got tons of AP, but can he even hit these other units? Sharpshoot comes out from Lucia, and I wonder, is that the only skill that could land from here? Probably. Hopefully she doesn't need that just to hit Nasha, because if she does, there's no way she's going to hit these other units. So we'll have to see what happens here. Farm is going to go next. What can she get done? She should have tons of movement. Yes, she does. Oh, Borozuki, 5,400 damage, dropping the tank. And they are advancing very quickly. This could be pretty threatening for Lucia here. What can Chunak get done? He's going to go Break Flurry. Not quite enough damage to one-shot the Lucia. She very crucially survives, but unless she can get a massive AoE here, it's going to look pretty grim. Magiblast Plus goes on to Nasha. Is it enough to kill? No, it is not. Lucia should be able to pick up the kill here, but I think it's going to be a little bit too late. Split Shot comes out, does not connect with the Chunak, only kills Nasha. It is now down to a 2v2. Chunak should be able to just standard attack for the kill, but it gets reflexed. Reflex is always in play, guys. Hold on a second. Farm going to go next. Can she manage to reflex another hit? I think she's going to have have a chance here. She does not do it. Standard attack comes up, even boosts the evasion, so it looks like that new legendary reliquaries piece of equipment on Farm. A very nice tech. Jaden, can he find the damage? Can he one-shot somebody? Golden Mad Shot, if it connects, 7,600 is enough. Jaden might have the accuracy to do this, guys. Hold on a second. I thought this evasion team was going to win. Farm, what does she have? Can she find the kill? Heian is only 3,200. And Jaden needs to connect here and needs to one-shot. Tons of AP. Does he have the accuracy? Magiblast Plus misses. He found the accuracy on Chunak. He doesn't find it on Farm. Can Farm land a kill, or does he get one more opportunity? I think he has the damage if he can land it. but Farm has the damage. Oborozuki again, and she manages to come up with the victory with the clutch dodge at the end. 1-0 for Primordial Inquisition. Game number 2 here, guys, and what does IceHeart have for an answer here? It looks like the same thing coming out from Primordial Inquisition, the double water evasion with Nasha, and it looks like Dark Fina, Yuna on the other side, and I believe that is still Little Leela as the tank. Yes, it is. So here comes Chunak, preservative footwork, unit attack resistance, that guaranteed hit nullify, and Chunak we saw actually do a ton of work last season, is now even better with that ability. So I'm very, very curious to see what he can do going forward. Momentum comes out, King Bradley TMR onto Dark Fina. So interesting tech here. Boon of the Line comes out from Yuna, AoE resist, and the backline tank, Little Leela, is way far back here. So very interesting initial turn rotation. As Keenblade comes out from Nasha, very similar to last time, but she's going to move to the side this time as the tank is not in the same position. Sign of Safeguarding comes out from Farm. So she's going to have that guaranteed nullification obviously as well. And Dragoon's Pride from Leela. So the additional movements, I think this is why she might have been positioned further back, because IceHeart knew she was going to gain an additional movement and didn't want her too far out in advance right out of the gate. So Dark Fina, does she manage to get her re-raise off? I think she should be channeling this right now. Nasha, I imagine just going to buff again. No, she can actually reach a Taunting Blade. Only 1900 damage, not a ton. Obviously, high AoE resist for Dark Fina when she's high on health. And Curse of the Serpent comes out. No, I take it back. Now she has that. I don't think she had that before, actually. So now Farm is up to bat. What does she have in store? This is the King Bradley TMR. I swear, have we ever seen a single battle that doesn't feature this TMR? I don't think so. Re-raise comes out from Yuna. The Little Eel is going to have to die twice. And can she find some damage? Yes, she can. Lands the Taunting spell. It doesn't connect with Chunak, but that's not the biggest deal in the world. The real question is, can Dark Fina find damage onto the evasion units? The accuracy has to be there. Sorcery Strike comes out for 11,000. Good gracious. Dark Fina just absolutely melted the tank. Chunak's going to go next, though. And what can he find? He's going to target Little Leela. This positioning is actually working out quite well for IceHeart here, I think. Blade of the Fatal Waltz does a very large chunk of damage to Little Leela. But very importantly, the back line damage dealer doesn't take any. Yuna should be able to find a Kiriga here onto Little Leela. Farm has a ton of movement, but I don't think she can find Little Leela. Can she find Dark Fina, though? Yeah, she can. And it looks like a very brief animation. I thought it was the limit break for a second. It's just a Hien, actually. 4,400 damage. Crucially, Dark Fina lives this. Unfortunately for Yuna, she doesn't have a big enough AoE to catch the heal on both, but this is going to be very telling. Dark Fina basically needs to take somebody out right here. Sorcery Strike misses. That is brutal. I think that tree is actually in the way for her to be able to go behind him, so she has to go from the side. You have to wonder if that additional 15% accuracy could have been the difference. Break Flurry comes out, kills the Little Leela. She comes back with Zombie TMR, though. She's going to go next. And is Guaranteed Hit Nullification still in play? Silencing Spell comes out for 1,700 damage. She actually finds the attack here. But Farm, does she have the movement? Does she have an AoE? If she kills Dark Fina, this is going to be tough to deal with. She does not. Yuna's going to go next. She might be able to find a heal. But man, oh man, this haste is actually brutal from Daewn, because it now looks like Farm is going to lap Dark Fina. She's going to find a kill here somewhere. I think the re-raise is still in play for Dark Fina, though, but that is a re-raise removal. I forgot she had that in her kit, and that is absolutely brutal. I think Daewn has this probably in the bag, as this is a Kiriga, I think, from Yuna. I don't think this is a full life, and this is going to be really hard to overcome. Is this just... No, I take it back. That is a full life. So wait just a second. Do they have the damage here? Yuna has some guaranteed hits in her kit. She just used Energy Ray. I think this was only on Chunak, and it looked like he dodged it. So maybe his buff is not 3 turns. Maybe it's just forever, or maybe he refreshed that. Regardless, some damage on the Farm. But does Yuna have enough in her kit to get this done? Shadowbind is 4,350. It lands the stop, which is just absolutely brutal. Chunak's going to go next. Probably chain up some damage on the Leela. He's going to take his time here. Razor's Edge comes out, lands the kill. And unfortunately, I think the agility is a little bit too high here. I don't think Yuna would have been able to pull off anything anyway. But here it comes. Oborozuki comes out, 5,900 damage, landing the slow, and Chunak should be able to take care of this for a 2-0 victory for Daewn and Primordial Inquisition. But he's going to say, here comes the Dark Odin. I thought we were going to see an Esper animation here, but Dark Odin actually does not have one. But GG's to both players, guys, and very well played by Daewn of Primordial Inquisition. Kicking off this Rundall Division Series, Game 1, we've got ReadyPlayerWill, coach of the Pandas, versus Alkor, coach of Diminishing Returns. And on the left side here, Alkor's Perrine is going to go Greater Domain of Water on Queen Mashri, bowing down to her Royal Highness, say, hey, please take this buff, as it looks like Reznik on the other side is an offensive Reznik. That is Garvel TMR, popping some magic attack piercing rate as the AoE protect buff comes out from Queen Mashri. So looking at the other side a little closer here, ReadyPlayerWill's team is Alphonse, Reznik, and Sosha. He's going to pop Azumi's stance. This is a physical barrier, defense piercing rate. Sosha going to walk up, do a late Keen Blade here. Looking at the turn order on the left, it looks like Alphonse is going to hop up. Liarte's still going to go first. Uses the Shadow Devour. Do any statuses land? Poison does. Immobilize doesn't. This can be massive versus Alphonse. 15,000.7k health. Oh my goodness. 4,000 damage from the poison. And that is going to go 3 turns, guys. That's basically 12k worth of damage that Liarte just did with one ability. That could end up being massive here. So what's going to happen? Sosha's going to go next. Dragon's Might, attack, spirit, protect, guaranteed hit, reaction block rate, all of that good stuff here. And what does Queen Mashri have? This is an elemental disadvantage, but it's going to drop the earth resistance by a ton. This might do a big chunk. I take it back, only 2480. I think Sosha is actually very good against magic attacks specifically, and it kind of shows there as the Stone Enclosure limit break is going to come out from Alphonse. 2500 on the first hit, 31 on the second. Land the slow, but it doesn't one-shot Liarte. She still gets to go again. Shadow Devour comes out, 188 damage, and refreshes the poison. Guys, that is huge, because he took another tick of poison. Now that it is refreshed, Alphonse is going to die if he doesn't get healed. Vortex Kick comes out, one-shots the Sosha, so now it is a 3v2 in Alkor's favor with a poisoned Alphonse. Looking pretty good for Alkor here in game number 1. What can Queen Mashri do? Can she reach damage from down on the beach here? Liarte's going to drop, but she has already done her job as, my goodness, 1 tick left. Alphonse is going to die next turn if Reznik doesn't heal, and I think she has heals turned off. She just goes for the offensive level 4 Thundera here. The re-raise comes out from Queen Mashri, and I think this is basically all but over. Subjugating Fist does so much damage to Reznik. Alphonse, can he get any damage off in time? I don't think so. He's just going to refresh the King Bradley TMR. He's going to walk forward, and he's going to just drop, just like that. And Alkor with the 2v1. Queen Mashri is going to finish it off. And that is a Game 1 victory for the Diminishing Returns. Game 1, MVP Liarte returning to the battlefield here. It looks like ReadyPlayerWill is going to change up his team composition, though, opting with a double strike team along with Kadia support in the background. Perrine is going to walk forward, get that Greater Domain of Water on Queen Mashri as the Azumi stance again comes out from Alphonse. Rocking 16.5k health this time. That is a beefy boy. Indomitable stance comes out from Urel, so she's got courage. I don't think there's courage removal on the other side as the Queen's Edict comes out on the entire team. Protect on all 3. It's going to be very valuable as this is pretty much all physical damage coming out from the Pandas. And what does come out here? It looks like the Calamity Guard, the 1-hit shield on everybody, also nullifies a bunch of statuses. I will say one of them being poison. We saw how massive that poison was last time, and it looks like Liarte went with the Jaden Rundall TMR, giving herself a nice little health shield, about 2,500. Not about, exactly 2,500, as Expertise of the Alchemist comes out from Alphonse. So he is very, very bulky at this moment. Urel going to go with the King Bradley TMR. We've seen it a million times. Queen Mashri cannot get in range to deal damage, but this is probably actually good for Alkor, as she should be channeling her re-raise. So what does Kadia have for us on turn 2? It's Erase Bright Ward, and I didn't know what this did in the other battle, one of these other weeks. This is like 50% debuff resistance, which can be massive as Rend the Heavens comes out. It's not enough to kill Liarte, that 2,500 health shield. Being very nice for her here. Vortex Kicks hits all 3. Oh my goodness, guys. Healing power down only on the Urel, and that is what that Erase Bright Ward buff can do. Kadia and Alphonse do not have healing power down, and it shows right there. The Unity TMR with Protect and Shell on the squad, and they're full health. No healing power down being kind of nice there. Shadow Devour comes out, and no poison this time. You can see the adjustments that ReadyPlayerWill made are coming to fruition here. As Stone Enclosure, 3,000 damage on the first hit. What does the second one do? About 4k, so 7,000 total. The heal back is for 6k. Net profit of about a 1,000 damage coming out from the Alphonse, but what can Queen Mashri go? Drain Strike on both units here. About 2,000 to 3,000 on each of them. As Rend the Heavens comes out on the entire team, it's going to knock out the Liarte, but the other 2 are still upstanding. Perrine, what can she get done? She has to do so much damage to have a chance here. Vortex Kiss couldn't hit all 3. This time the healing power will drop on all 3 units. So it looks like losing the coin flip this time. Focus Fist comes out from Alphonse, though. Perrine is going to drop, and Queen Mashri is now in a 1v3. I will say, though, if she gets an opportunity to hit all three, if she can limit break on everyone, I don't know that this is over yet. Hammer Fist, though, is coming out with a ton of damage, 6,000 damage. The re-raise will come out from Queen Mashri. CT up. Does she get to go before Catrah finishes her channel? Yes, she does. The CT up is actually could be massive here, as Catrah's, I think, heal will not finish if she drops here. How much damage does it do onto the entire party? Enough to kill Catrah. Not quite enough to proc the Courage onto the Yrel, though. And that might be all she wrote. Alphonse with 35 AP is going to Armored Flash Kick. It's going to heal him up a little bit. He's still rocking about 11,500 health. Yrel going to go up, punch her, drop her, and we are heading into a game 3 between these two teams. Final game of what has been a juicy series up to this point. It looks like Alkor is going with a switch up on his team. ReadyPlayerWill opting into, I think, what was his first turn team. I think he's changing the positioning here, though. It looks like Reznik and Alphonse swapped spots this time. So a little bit of positioning adjustment as Focus Fist comes out from the Mariluk. So this is a double punch squad along with the Gunner Tank Barret. Strike attack up, defense piercing, unit attack resist, all that for Raldor, who was up on the top of the mountain here. Steel Skin Plus coming out from Barret, going to get some AoE resist, courage, all that good stuff. And Reznik, what is she channeling here? Teachings of the Strongbolt. So is this still offensive Reznik, or did ReadyPlayerWill say, hey, that was too fancy, let's just go with a healing support Reznik? Well, I have to find out. The Keenblade comes out from Sosha, meaning Alphonse is going to go next. King Bradley TMR says, hey, I want to go fast, just like Ricky Bobby. And what does Reznik have in store for us? She's channeling. This looks offensive. Dream Inducer comes out, 5,500 and drops the, I think, AoE resist? I think that said. Lands the sleep, though. Raldor says, or is going Nunite, and he cannot do anything at this moment. Rebel Grace comes out from Mariluk. This is the Astrius TMR. Agility and attack up. Will Alphonse cancel this sleep? No, he will not. He cannot get in range. So Expertise of the Alchemist comes through, and unfortunately, this lullaby for Raldor looking pretty crucial here. He's going to completely whiff his turn. Barret's going to buff. He's going to walk forward. Reznik is channeling another offensive spell, and this is onto Barret. Dream Inducer comes out, 4,000 damage, lands asleep again. Reznik is literally just reading a bedtime story to the entire team of Diminishing Returns. Raldor is asleep again for a second time here. And what does Alphonse have? Boulder Blockade, is it enough? Not enough, but it's still good chunk of damage here. Mariluk's going to go next. Barret should be able to at least take a turn. I say that. I think the Affinity changed the turn order here. Reznik's going to go before him. Can she put him to sleep again before he even acts? No, it's Height-Based Thunder. Procs the Courage, though. And this offensive Reznik is going absolutely nuts right now. Point blank onto both units. Tanked insanely well. The AoE resist on Reznik, I think, is insanely high. That is now 3 turns of sleep for Raldor. He has been able to do absolutely nothing in this entire fight. Sosha's going to go next. She's going to go Dragon Standard. She can't reach any sort of damage or anything like that. Mariluk and Raldor should be able to act, so Raldor can finally get to play the game. Pummel goes on to Alphonse. Not a lot of damage, though. 2-hit chain, breaking part of that barrier. Unerring Demon Purger. Wow, that is revenge for the sleep, obviously, but Reznik did her job, I think. Stone Enclosure comes out from the Alphonse, so this is still a 2v2. Even though this looked very one-sided for ReadyPlayerWill, it's still a 2v2, and that heal back onto Raldor looking pretty massive here. Terror Slash comes out from Mariluk. 4k onto Alphonse is respectable damage, but what can Sosha get done? She finally gets to enter the fight. She's going to jump up into the air. She's got some major hops. She's got her Air Jordans on. Demolition Fist comes out from Raldor for 4,600 damage, though. And this Alphonse is really getting whittled down. He's only got 26 AP. Armored Flash Kick is big, though, as it's going to heal him back 4,900 health. Jamming Dive comes through, kills the Mariluk. And man, oh man, this looked close for a second, but I think this is ReadyPlayerWill's fight here. Sosha with 46 AP. She's just going to standard attack the Raldor? What just happened? Why didn't she use an ability? She couldn't land something? That is very, very interesting. I don't know what's going on here, but 14 AP from the Raldor trying to make a comeback. Shifting Strike is a good chunk onto the Sosha. Looks like Alphonse no longer has hate. Focus Fist comes out for about 2,000, and I'm looking at the turn order, guys, and this fight could end up ending on turns. There's 5 actions left. to the skies with Sosha. I think that only did 700 damage, but Raldor's out of AP. There's only 3 actions left. I don't think he's going to get another turn, and it looks like ReadyPlayerWill is probably going to end the game this way, and that is it. ReadyPlayerWill and the Pandas go to turns and win in a 3-game series over the Diminishing Returns. Game 1 of the Strawhats versus Raegen against the Machine, and the question is, can anyone take down the Taco? He is undefeated up to this point. Crest of the Black Lion Plus comes out from Orlando as JesusLBL is running a double Lightning plus Lucio composition. I think this is all Red Mage synergy as Show Me Your Power comes out from Kefka. Greater Domain of Light from Lucio here. So maybe expecting some Dark from the other side, especially with the Whisper. I think Whisper might have been the slot 1 unit. That might have been a smart strategy coming out from SurfTaco. As Keenblade's going to come out from Whisper, get that CT up on the entire party. Adelard's going to go Treasures Hunter's Fortune. Is this an evasion team or just trying to get that accuracy up? Maybe just an agility up for the entire party could be useful. Light of Judgment Plus tanked up actually insanely well by Orlando, who has a good chunk of AoE resist. Jamming Thrust for 3k coming out from the Silma, getting her own Spirit up as Protection Break from the Whispers does about 2,000 damage in return. Adelard's going to go next, and what does he have in store? It's a Sealing Thrust for damage cap numbers on Orlando. He might have AoE resist, but he doesn't have enough unit resist to resist that. But here's Lucio with Luminous Grace. Can he get enough done here? He's going to have to be the hard carry, I think, in this fight to have a chance here. It hits all 3. It kills Whisper. Does a ton to both of the other 2 units. But here comes Kefka, who is an absolute mad lad. Light of Judgment Plus lands the kill onto Silma. Lucio is now in a 1v2, but he goes next. 24 AP isn't enough to get something done. He finds a kill onto Adelard, but does he have any way to survive this Kefka, who, come on, let's play. Come on, let's get a win. And that is a game 1 victory for SurfTaco and Raegen against the Machine. A high-octane fight in game number 1. Will we see more of the same from these 2 players in game number 2? SurfTaco with a full Red Mage squad himself this time with Raegen, Miranda, and Murmur, and getting that buff up for a number of different elemental resists as JesusLBL runs the exact same squad back. So he says, hey, it wasn't the squad, it was the positioning. Maybe if Orlando can get a little bit of damage down, this might be a different story. As Revitalize comes out from Lucio, so he's got tons of AP. Maybe if he had enough for a bigger AoE last time, it might have been a different story. We'll have to see. Dragon's Bloodline comes out from Miranda. This is something we've seen from SurfTaco before. Doesn't want to be caught off guard by any sort of Vega TMR shenanigans, and overall, just an overall good TMR, especially with the stats. The Fast Cast comes out from Murmur's. Bolt Barrage comes out from Orlando. So he has a 3-hit barrier on him this time. Protecting the Light of the Future gets Raegen some courage. And that should be interesting. So Lucio should be able to close the gap and get some damage down. This is Radiant Nova on all 3. Drops the Bravery on all 3. Manages to find the heal back on Miranda. That is a very good turn from Lucio. But is he going to get chained down here? Dispelling Thrust is about 6,300. Gets Miranda's Spirit up. Fast Cast from the other side as well. So it says, hey, you can do it. I can do it better. Jamming Thrust comes out from Murmur, though. And that is a kill on the hard carry of game 1, Lucio. Orlando's going to have to put in so much work to have a chance. Crush Armor Plus does 5,300. Not enough to find the courage, though. It finds the heal back, but not enough to find the courage. So that is an extra hit that he is going to live. Could be pretty big. Dispelling Thrust, just doing a little bit of damage to Orlando. He takes that up much better than last time, but Sonic Octostrike Blade is a massive chain, going to crush through the rest of this barrier. The last hit only does 1,500, though, so not a ton of damage. Fast Cast again from the Silma here, getting haste on herself. She's going to actually lap, find a Jamming Thrust onto Miranda, which actually is tanked up fairly well. Can Miranda find a kill? She's going to go for a Water Gut here, I think. Does a sleep land? Yes, it does onto Silma, but not onto Orlando. He's going to limit break here. Swordplay Thunder God. Is there any way in hell if he gets his haste he can lap somebody? I don't imagine that's the case, but we'll have to find out. And it's still not enough to find the kill on Miranda. She is so bulky and so strong. Azure Blade Strike comes out, finds a kill onto Silma. Murmur might be in healing mode, though. Can she find a kill? No, she can't. She goes Knight's Blessing. Massive heal here. And Orlando has his work cut out for him. He's going to go Hollow Bolt Extreme, which is enough to kill Raegen, which is very nice, but this is still a 2v1. Does Orlando have a chance in hell? He manages to live the hit. The haste gets dispelled. 42 AP. Orlando, what can you find? Hollow Bolt Extreme, still not enough to kill this Miranda. She's lived so many hits, especially with those heals. Murmur going to walk up, find the kill, and very well played by JesusLBL of the Straw Hats, but Raegen and SurfTaco, or Raegen against the machine and SurfTaco are just too damn strong. They managed to find the 2-0 series win. GG. Game 1 of Coppola, coach of Holy Divers, versus ThunderMage, coach of Shadow Wizard Money Gang. And it looks like ThunderMage on the right side here with a double Lightning composition. Summer Helena, Lightning, and Surges. Lightning is immediately going to walk into the fight. Life Siphon 2 for 5k on the Nivlu. I don't think that's what ThunderMage wants, but I say that. Midsummer Magic followed up by Summer Helena could be exactly what he wants. So that buff not coming on immediately for Lightning, but here comes Skahal trying to get some damage down. Thunderga Disposer, this could be a double kill. It is that. And this fight is probably over before it starts, you guys. I didn't even... Wow, there are basically no buffs going on. Skahal just walks in and says, no, I don't got time for this. I have a meeting to go to after this. Let's just go ahead and end this fight immediately. Mariel with the haste, 14k health. She's going to walk into this fight. Mind Crusher for 3,900, drop the Spirit. I don't think Skahal needs Spirit to be down to get this kill. I think he's going to claim it anyway. Here comes the Thunderga Disposer, 13,999. And this might be the quickest battle I've ever seen in the WDL. What the hell just happened? Game 2, you guys, and hopefully this game isn't over before it starts. It looks like a double Lightning composition again from ThunderMage, positioning a little different from last time, though, and we are going to slow it down just a little bit. Looks like Nivlu is channeling a spell, so probably Time Mage sub-job, Ready to Pursue coming out from Lightning. This is something that she has to get off to really be as effective as you'd like. Courage Online for Summer Helena, and ThunderMage is probably feeling at least slightly more confident than last time. Can Skahal reach damage here? Yes, he can. Thunderga is enough to one-shot, bring down to the Courage, and oh my goodness, this Skahal is going absolutely nuts. Height 3 Disable, so the damage spells off on Mariel, just going for Disable. The Disable does not land though, so I will say the Thunderga, very good for Coppola, but the Disable not really doing anything. But here comes a Quicken, and now Mariel's probably going to be in range to do damage. What does she go for? Here it comes. She's going to land this kill onto Summer Helena. Spirit down onto both members. One of them down for the count, though. And Lightning's going to have to put in so much work to try and win this. I think this is another Quicken coming out from Nivlu, probably onto Skahal. It's going to land after Skahal takes his turn. Army of one, though. The very nice slash chain coming out from Lightning. How much damage does this do? Like 3 or 4k. Pursuit doing another 1100. Honestly, just not nearly as much as I think ThunderMage would have liked to see here. Skahal's going to be channeling a spell. His goes off first. Flare's going to land. Break the barrier. This probably one-shots. Yes, it does. 10,000 damage. The Quicken goes on to Skahal. He's going to go immediately again. And this is just absolutely brilliant execution coming out from Coppola. I mean, hats off. This is insane. The Surges coming out with Leaping Assault, going to land the slow onto Mariel, but I don't think Surges has a 1v3 in the cards here. I would like to believe it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Auto Cure going to land. Interesting. 1,200 health back onto himself, which is nice, but Mariel is going to go next. Mind Crusher going to drop that Spirit and says, hey, Skahal, go ahead and get basically every single kill this series. I think Mariel did get one, but man, oh man, this is an absolutely incredible Skahal showcase in this series. Congrats to Coppola, congrats to the Holy Divers. Man, oh man, that was insane. Core U87 of S.E.E.S versus Catrah of Sandrock. Core U87 managing to pick up their first series win last week, looking to hopefully try and keep that win streak going with the zombie team R coming out from Amnelis. But Catrah of Sandrock says, not if I have anything to say about it. Looks like a double missile composition coming out with Frederica, Charisse, and Freyevia as a tank. So the full UR team. Spellveil Blade comes out from Freyevia right out of the gate, getting yourself some nice defensive boosts. Pursuit Techniques comes out from Charisse, a unit we haven't seen a ton of yet. And here comes Ice Blessing from Velas. So very interesting. Not the haste buff. Immediately the Ice Blessing. Water Guard Perpetuator coming out from Severo is tanked up very nicely. And in fact, she'll get the regen to boot here. And Velas with haste turned off. This is not something you expect to see. This tells me that it is probably offensive Velas, though, as the kill from Frederica one-shot Severo. He was never able to get his Courage online, and this is going to be pretty tough to overcome for Koryu here. Emberlight Vitality, so the Lucio TMR as Reflex comes out. Law of Geoabsorption. Oh my god, almost 11k damage onto Freyevia. Does she have just terrible strike res? That is not a magic attack, it's a strike attack. Eternal Frost comes out, murders Frederica. What the hell? What? Guys, what the hell just happened? This entire fight was like... I don't know what just happened. I swear Catrah I thought was in really good position here, and this fight went from a 2v3 to a 3v0 back to back to back in about the span of like 5 seconds. And GG's to Koryu87 of S.E.E.S. That is a game 1 victory. Koryu87, who had a few rough weeks to start the season off, is really trying to put on a show here. I don't know what just happened in game 1, but this should be an interesting one right here, as it looks like Stern Wing of Destiny with the Reawakening buff also has Violet and Balo. This is that light team that we've seen before with a lot of CT stuff going on. Zombie TMR comes out from Amnelis, and is this haste from Bellis, or is it turned off still? Dazzleus Cendrillon comes out from Violet, so CT up on critical hit, but it only lands on her and Balo. I imagine you probably want to get that on Stern Wing of Destiny as well. Stars of Swiftness comes out this time, so this is a different setup from Koryu as Keenblade comes out from the Balo. So CT up, and you can see this is a Bowtie Balo, so he is going to have hate. He might not be able to enter the fight for a while yet because he is a slow boy. But here comes Violet, going to refresh this buff on all 3. A very interesting zoomed out perspective here with the Dazzleus Cendrillon. And Velis, I imagine, is going to go with that Ice Blessing like last time. And what does Amnelis have in store? A whole lot of nothing. So now the entire team is hasted up on S.E.E.S. Ice Blessing comes out, so Protect and Shell. And Immortal Spirit on Balo. So he's got some hate. He's got courage. And can they whittle through that here? As Velis is slowly going to enter the fight. Amnelis is going to be in range to deal some damage here, I think. As Convergence Plus comes out, drops the healing power, which could be a big deal if Velis tries to go for a heal. Razor's Edge is going to kill her, though, mid-cast, and that is absolutely brutal for Koryu and S.E.E.S here. What does Severo have in store? He's going to channel a spell. Should be a Water Grip Perpetuator. Yes, it is. 4,300 damage on a Stern is pretty nice. A good chunk on a Balo as well. Also dropping the Bravery. Snow Healing, I think, is just enough to get her above that threshold, so she has her courage back. This should be a Ternary Seal on all 3, though. Will she get it off in time? 100 edges, it'll allow her to get it off because he actually goes for the Severo instead of her. This could be pretty massive, but no, allow me. Yes, it finds the courage. She's going to live with 1 hit. How much damage does this do? Hits all 3 units, actually whiffs on the Violet. Gets the courage on the Balo, procs the re-raise on Stern, and now can Severo have the accuracy to find all 3. He actually goes for just 2, but finds a double kill, and now Violet is in a 1v3, and Koryu87, coming off a series win last week, is now on the precipice of getting another one against a very strong team. Annulment comes out, and just like that, just like game 1, what looked like a very close game ends up being a victory for Koryu87. GG. All right, guys, 5 weeks in the books of the Rundall division. And I have to say, this video was really, really awesome to do. Some of these fights were absolutely crazy. Some of my favorites of the Rundall division all season. Just some absolute bangers. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I know I enjoyed casting them. In first place, we have SurfTaco of Raegen against the Machine, and this is after week 5, which means we are just over halfway through the season. If you guys don't know, we have 9 weeks in our regular season before we hit the playoffs, so this is kind of just past that halfway point. ReadyPlayerWill of the Pandas in second place with 12 points. The only series loss is to that first place team who has been dominant all season, so ReadyPlayerWill in really good shape to try and make the playoffs in his first season in the WDL. Similar, Coppola of Holy Divers with 12 points as well. His only series loss is to ReadyPlayerWill of the Pandas. As you can see in the series record, guys, these 3 teams have been very, very good, only taking losses to each other. After this, it gets really, really interesting, though. We've got Alkor of Diminishing Returns in 4th with 9, Catrah of Sandrock with 8, Koryu87 of S.E.E.S with JesusLBL of the Strawhats, both with 7, ThunderMage of Shadow Wizard Money Gang, 6, Daewn of Primordial Inquisition also with 6, IceHeart of Stag Party with 1. But a huge thing here, 4th through 9th are only 3 points apart, so Daewn being in 9th place, that might not mean anything. Literally 1 series win away from being right here and in the playoffs. It's kind of crazy going into these final 4 weeks. I guess I'd be personally surprised to not see these 3 teams in the playoffs, but after that, who knows? And I think that could be really, really interesting heading into these final 4 weeks. I think the Rundall division is looking really, really spicy, and I can't wait to watch some of these series through the rest of the season. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I know I enjoyed making it. It's been an absolute pleasure. Make sure to check out these other 3 videos coming out the rest of the week, and you guys have a wonderful day.